Hi, welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we are talking about the movie House of Wax. It is actually a remake of a classic horror movie from the 50s that starred Vincent Price. I saw it for the first time just a few years ago and wound up thoroughly enjoying it, even more so than this poorly conceived remake. This movie does some things right in a matter of speaking, but let's be honest, it's kind of bland and dull. The only redeeming factor that this movie has is having Jared Padalecki from Supernatural as one of the movie's protagonists. Before we get any further, let's talk about the movie's story real quick. A group of friends on their way to a college football game falls prey to a pair of murderous brothers in an abandoned small town. They discover that the brothers have expanded upon the area's main attraction, a house of wax, and created an entire town filled with the wax-coated corpses of unlucky visitors. Now the group must find a way out before they too become permanent exhibits in the House of Wax. When I first saw this in theaters back in 2005, I will admit that I actually liked it. I wasn't overly impressed with it by any means, but I still found it to be somewhat entertaining. It does have plenty of scenes that will gross you out for the sake of shock factor, and it also has a great unsettling tone throughout. It's simply a great creepy horror movie that leaves some room for improvement. Let's get down to business as to what makes this movie good. For starters, it would have to be the film's intricate set design of an abandoned small town that was used for the perverse playground of the murderous brothers to display their victims as wax sculptures. There are some good use of jump scares in certain instances, and it also has some great unsettling moments that will shock you. This is an awesome atmospheric horror flick that will keep you on the edge of your seat and in anticipation. Other than the tremendous lead actress Elisha Cuthbert, these are the only great things that this movie has to offer, unfortunately. What makes this movie not so great is the rest of the movie's cast. With the exception of Chad Michael Murray, Elisha Cuthbert, and Jared Padalecki's characters, everyone was super forgettable and had no emotional attachment whatsoever. Especially for Paris Hilton's character, because she couldn't act her way out of a paper bag. I simply hated her character so much. In fact, I'm glad she got the point. You have to watch the movie to understand that pun. For the most part, the film's dialogue leaves much to be desired, as it felt off for my liking. If anything, I didn't care too much for the twist ending because it doesn't add much to the movie itself. Overall, House of Wax is an entertaining fun time for the most part. However, in some areas, the movie runs face first into a brick wall. To be somewhat underwhelming, I find this movie to be a guilty pleasure. I will say that this film had potential, but it just didn't stick the landing for me. Simply said, this movie is just a tad above average at best. I give this movie a C+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up with my real reviews.